Well, I was waiting on a couple of things for this deck. One was the ban list to drop to figure out if anything was going to change, which, God, that took forever. Second was I needed the new cards. I didn't have them before. I have them now. Despia update. Let's go! Hello everyone, thank you for tuning into Team Forbidden's YouTube page. It is I, Summon Fanatic, finally back at you with the branded Despia update. Still going mostly pure, but I had to get some of the new cards in order to, update the deck. Kind of can't update a deck without the new stuff. Still running the Albez engine, not running the Bestials. If you guys want to see something with that, I have something else planned. But otherwise, let me know. Without any further ado, let's get into the profile. Alright, so first things first, we're of course starting off with 3 Aluber. Searches all your branded spells and traps. On summon it, search for branded fusion, boom. 2 Tragedy, because Tragedy helps get you to your Aluber faster in any of your other Despia pieces. 1 Dramaturge, I see a lot of people cutting this, I still really think this card is great. And 1 Ad-Lib of Despia. Tragedy is actually even better now, because we have a new version. Well, let's deal with the 2 Cartesias. Fusion with a body, and you summon it out with deployment. Good stuff. For the 3rd version of Ecclesia, or Corrupted Ecclesia, the new girl, Guiding Quem. The first thing is she is always a Dogmatica card and always a Despia card. So yeah, you can branded opening into her, send the well, let's get into her second effect. When she's normal or special summoned, you can take 1 Fallen of Albez or a card that mentions it in its text and send it to the graveyard. Sets up most of your combos and all the other stuff from there. Put the Albez Dragon in there and just go ham and fuse and whatnot. If a card is so you take any card from your deck that is Fallen of Albez or mentions it in its text and send it to the graveyard. If a card leaves the extra deck except during the damage step, you can then target 1 Fallen of Albez or 1 monster that mentions it in your graveyard except for her, and then you special summon it. You can only use each effect once per turn. She is such a good extender. It's not even funny. Into the actual Albez package, we have 3 Fallen of Albez, 1 Albion, because it's Albion, and 2 Mercurier, because Mercurier just does Mercurier things. 3 Effect Veiler, and some people may be wondering why Effect Veiler are not infinite impermanence, because Effect Veiler can be used as fusion material for the new one. That's basically it. And 3 Ash Blossom, because it's Ash Blossom. Into the spell cards. Another extender, 3 Fusion Deployment. Fusion Deployment just says, let me just summon either my Fusion with a body or my Fallen of Albaz and poly away my opponent's stuff. Or fuse my own stuff. So, it's broken. 3 copies of... How the hell is this card still at 3 copies? Seriously, I don't understand how this card is still at 3. I'm surprised they have not limited this card by now. Who knows, maybe next list when people are finally tired of seeing branded decks and whatnot. We're running 1 branded in white. I just like Miracle Fusion cards. I haven't had it in there for a long while, but I figured now might be a decent time to have it. 3 branded opening, search your Despia stuff. 1 branded in red because you can recycle it. 1 branded lost because turning all your fusion stuff into super polys is nice. 1 Begone Demon Child. How is this card still at 1? Put it back to 2. Come on. Semi-Limit Lightning Storm? This should have gone to 2. I don't care what anyone says. Foolish Barrel and Gold Sark, because these both work with Tragedy and the Mercurier. Banish Mercurier, search, banish Tragedy, search, 2 turns, get them into your hand. Into the trap cards. We are only running 3 traps for this deck. First off, there's this one. Good God, I am surprised that this card is only a common. So choose one fusion monster you control that lists Fallen Valve as a material. Negate the effects of all other face-up cards currently on the field until the end of this turn. Oh yeah, and it recurs itself if a fusion monster went to the graveyard during the end phase. Good God, how is this only a common? This has so much potential, it's nuts. You can set it with Albion, you can set it with various other things, and then, oh, your opponent just decides to combo off. Oh yeah, all your effects are negated now. Speaking of Super Poly stuff, we have one Branded Banishment, because we like doing Super Poly stuff and summoning Despia stuff. And the one counter trap that you mostly just dump in order to set stuff up. Into the extra deck. We're doing things a little differently. We got 2 copies of Grand Guignol, the Dust Dragon. Blazing Cartesian and a Lighter Dark. And then if she's fusion summoned, you can send a level 6 or higher Lighter Dark fusion monster to the graveyard. And then if your opponent special summons a monster, you basically can cheat out any Despia monster, including the new Synchro monster, which we'll get to in a few moments. You can also run the Persenium, but I like running the Quiritus because it's just easier to get out. Plus, you can just say, oh yeah, are you a level 8 or fusion monster? No, your attack is 0 now, sir. Get over my board. 1 Garura, because that's a good Super Poly target, not to mention a good thing to send off of Grand Guignol. You just send it and draw a card. 3 copies of Albion. I see people running less than 3. I tried it. It didn't work. I immediately bumped it back up to 3. 2 copies of the Big Boss, Mirror Jade. 1 Libellion, 1 Titanoklad, 1 Rindworm, and 1 Albion the Sanctifier Dragon. This is probably why the branded trap card got banned, because this does literally the exact same thing. So yeah, it's just a nice big boss monster that's Fallen Valve plus any light spellcaster, and it just does stuff from there. Said can either lock your opponent out of their deck or summon up Fallen of Albaz or set up another fusion to do stuff with. So 1 Guardian Chimera, you know, because Guardian Chimera is Guardian Chimera. And the 15th card, we have a Synchro monster. You can summon it via Synchro summoning because, you know, Quem and the Cartesias are level 4 tuners. So it works, level 12. Basically once when a card leaves the extra deck, you can make all monsters you currently control gain 500 attack permanently. So he's kind of like a corrupted version of Fleur-de-Lis. And then during the end phase, if it's in your graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can special summon a light spellcaster monster from your hand or deck whose attack equals its own defense. And you can only use that effect of Lulu Lilith once per turn. The thing is so good. It's good if you can Synchro summon it. It's good if you can cheat it out. It's good once it goes to the graveyard. All good stuff. And once it gets banished, you can, you know, just use Lubellion to just cycle it back. But yeah, that's it for the extra deck. Into the side deck, after we deal with the Primal Being, we have 3 copies of Nibiru, because Nibiru is just Nibiru. Oh my god, it's a giant rock. It kills combo decks. 1 Itto, because I like this over the Gimmick Puppet. I'm sorry, I just do. Zombie World package. Probably not meta relevant right now, but at some point there's going to be a deck that is based on types, and this will just shut that deck down. 3 copies of Super Poly. You're probably wondering why it's in the side deck rather than the main. It's not as big right now, but if Branded becomes like the deck to beat, yeah, these are going right in the main. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to take out for it. 1 Feather Duster and 2 Lightning Storms, because we can only have 2 now. I don't know why. And 3 evenly matched. So yeah, that's it. It's an update for Branded Despia. Might make some changes depending on how things go if I get back into competitive, because Dinglong is back. Working on that Yang Zing formula, but it's taking a little while to figure out what will work and what won't. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell down below for notifications, and we'll catch you guys next time.